What's going on, guys? I am Swinhu from Who Games, and today in this video I want to talk to you guys about a few things, about 10 things that I think might help you guys out when you're trying to get started streaming, and 10 things that I wish I knew that in the beginning would have helped me out tremendously. And yes, I'm still a small streamer, but these things do make my quality better, as well as keep my head up when there's almost nobody there. And so I wanted to give a perspective that not many people are able to portray on YouTube, because most of them are bigger streamers, and I'm a small streamer, and so I know the struggle. I mean, they definitely know the struggle as well. They were small streamers at one point, but I'm still there, and I want to talk to you from that perspective. And so there are about 10 things that I want to run through you guys with. So there are about 10 things that I want to take you guys through that would have helped me out a lot in the beginning. I want to give you a little bit of a backstory first. So I started off on Mixer because that's the inherent platform on Xbox. I didn't need a PC to do it. I didn't need a webcam. I didn't need any of that. I could just hit the go live button and it was simple. But I did not like the platform, and it wasn't as big or as promising as Twitch. So I moved over to Twitch after that. Now, I played with Twitch for a while. I got 0 views for about 6 months, and then I changed to Facebook streaming, where the views were pretty good at the start, and then it just kind of tapered off. And so I ended up going back to Mixer, which is where I'm at now. Most of the time. I actually stream on both Mixer and Twitch right now. I know that's probably a bad idea, but until I get partnered, I would like to put as much as my content out there as I possibly can. I don't want to divide an audience, because I know that that's what that can do, but I do want to spread the word as much as I possibly can. And so that's what I'm trying to do there. Now, I have experienced a little bit of growth. It's been steady over the time that I've dedicated myself to Mixer now. And so I think that I'm finally starting to learn what I'm doing. And the things that I want to touch on today are some technical things, as well as some mental things that you need to keep in mind. So without further ado, let's get into the video, and let me walk you through 10 things that I think all beginners should know about streaming. All right, now the first thing that I want to take you guys through is recording, because that's important. If you want to grow your channel, you need to be recording videos for YouTube and other places like that. And so what I wanted to show you is the proper way to record, or at least the way that works for me. So if I go over here to recording, I'm on standard, because that's what I'm set to. And I use Streamlabs OBS, by the way. I just like the user interface better than I like OBS. If you go down to rate control, most of the time this is set to CBR, which is constant bit rate. But I've found that using CQP, which is more of a lossless quality, actually works much better for as far as like quality goes. You can also go back and you can download the old VODs from the sites themselves, and here in a second you're going to see a comparison between the two, and I want you to look at the difference of downloading from that versus recording on your own through the software. This is important when you're trying to give the viewers the best quality that you can, whether it be a gameplay video or whatever video it is. I think that your recording quality needs to be as best as it possibly can. Another thing that I want to mention here is that you can see that I'm recording as MP4. Personally, that's a personal choice. I know that the files can be lost or corrupted if like the power goes out or something, or if you don't give it proper time after the recording is over to finish uploading. And I know that you can lose all that, but that's a risk I'm willing to take, because the process for me I haven't really figured out a good process in order to change it from MKV to MP4. Also, if you're using CQP rate control, your files are going to be enormous. And if you look right here, the CQ level, the lower that number is, the higher the quality of your video or of your recording that you're going to have. But I will say that about a 5.5 hour stream of mine at a CQ level of 5 does take up about 600 gigabytes of data. And so this is something to consider when you're choosing what kind of rate that you want to go at. For me, the CQP works the best. I invested in a couple of hard drives, and my friend gave me an 8 terabyte, and so this one works wonders for me, and it's personally what I recommend doing. I have experimented with lossless, and most of the time the video doesn't come out right for me. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's a bug. It's probably not. It's probably user error. But anyway, the CQP has worked wonders for me, and it makes my videos look so much better than the CBR or downloaded VODs do. All right, and the next thing, number 2, that I want to talk about is when starting to stream or with anything new that you start, you may end up finding that there is something else out there for you that you enjoy even more than the streaming aspect itself. For me, I personally fell in love with the art of graphic design, as far as like designing my logo, my overlays, my alerts. All of that was super fun to learn for me. It was new and it was challenging, but it was super fun. And I think that somewhere along the way, you may find out that there is something that you love about streaming that necessarily isn't streaming itself. And it may be that you enjoy audio design, or you enjoy the graphic effects like me, or maybe also I found out that I loved 3D art as well. And so maybe the combination of these different disciplines that come together when trying to stream will teach you something about yourself, and something that you wouldn't have learned unless you tried streaming out yourself. Okay, now the next thing I want to look at is a little bit more technical, and it's something that actually I just figured out more recently, and it makes my workflow so much faster. And so before you even import a video, this is if you're using Premiere, I'm not sure about DaVinci Resolve or Sony Vega or whatever it is that you use, but for Premiere, using Proxies is the best way to do it. So what you do before you even import anything is you go to File, you go to Project Settings, and you go to General. Next, you will go to your ingest settings, check this little box here, and change this to Create Proxies. And then underneath that, you see Preset. And so you can change it to whatever preset you want. And what this is gonna do is allow you to edit on a lower quality video than what you are actually going to be presenting to the audience after you render it. Super helpful and saves me hours and hours of work. Now, depending on the size of the file, like I said with the CQP earlier, that is gonna cause you to have to wait a long time for it to pre-render. For example, the 5.5 hour stream that I had took 4.5 to 5 hours in order to make a proxy for it. And so you have to wait that amount of time, but I just start it before I go to bed, and I usually don't have to worry about it. But it is better than having a choppy playback and having to sit and wait for everything that you're trying to edit. And so I highly recommend using Proxies when editing the video. This is not something that I hear talked about a lot when I look at what new streamers should know. And so I feel like this is something that was worth including in this video. And that takes us to number 4. When trying to edit a video, whether you make proxies or not, in the beginning, it is going to take you a while in order to figure out the program that you're using and everything else. So with that being said, don't get frustrated right off the bat when things aren't doing exactly what you want. It took me probably a whole year before I felt kinda comfortable in Premiere, and even now I'm still a beginner. It's going to take a while, just like with any other thing that you're trying, any other craft that you're trying to perfect. So give it some time and see if it's for you. And this actually leads into number 5, which is when you think that you understand a concept and you think you know how to use the program, you really don't. I mean, I thought that I knew it a couple months after I was into it, and then I started doing research and watching some videos and just being really critical of everything that I see online that just looks so artistic. And I try to figure out how they did that, and I realized how much I still have to learn in order to get better at this. And the next thing that I want you guys to know is that your setup and all of your equipment, I won't say all, because some of it is important, but a lot of that doesn't matter as much as the quality of the content that you're putting out. And so you can have the best and smoothest looking stream and video ever, and then nobody watch your stuff because they can't see value in your content. And so the content that you put out for people must be helpful to them or entertaining enough for them in a way that helps them with their own lives. And so that is something that I've learned by watching other YouTubers and how they have managed to achieve success, in combination with people that return to my chat who think that I'm entertaining enough to bring value to their lives. And so you have to be able to bring the people value. Okay, real quick, I want to apologize because sometimes I'm using the onboard mic for my camera here, and sometimes I'm using this bad boy, and this one sounds much better. And so if there's a little variation in the sound there, that's why. Also, I forgot to mention one of them, and the one that I forgot to mention is please interact with chat. It matters more than you think. if somebody comes to your chat and they say hello and you don't answer in the first 10 seconds, those guys are gone, especially for the small streamers. Okay, so that's just one of the tips that I forgot to mention while I was recording this, and I'm mentioning it now, and you will notice no difference in the video. That was number something. I can't remember which number. And now, from personal experience, this may not be the case with you depending on your content, but I have had to learn how to use animation software like Blender and Source Filmmaker in order to create better thumbnails. Because if you go to Google and you take an image and you cut it out, it's not gonna have enough PPI in order for you to do a zoom out or zoom in or whatever you want to do, cut it out and make it look like what you want. And so what you need to do is learn how to take the characters from the games, make them yourself, whatever you have to do, and animate them in 3D and to make them look as realistic and make them really pop in the thumbnail to the best of your ability. This is harder than it seems, and it's going to take a lot of practice to learn 3D, but it is something that will help you tremendously in making better looking thumbnails. Now, I have made both kinds of thumbnails in the past. You can scroll through the videos down below here that are on my channel, and you can try to, and you tell me which ones were made with 3D and which ones were made with 2D drawings or 2D pictures, images of things taken from Google. You tell me. I'd like to know what you guys think are 2D and which ones are 3D. That would be awesome. Now, at first, I want you guys to understand that you are probably going to be streaming to 0 viewers for a long time. Now, what does this mean? This means that you need to focus on the other content that you make, like the YouTube videos or short films or whatever things that you want to upload them on like different sites. Upload to Facebook, upload to YouTube, upload to TikTok even. Any discoverable platform is going to be better than just streaming, because streaming to just Mixer or just Twitch with making no other content, your discoverability is really, really low. The Mixer has Hype Zone, blah, blah, blah. Hype Zone's dead for the most part. Okay, it's nice to have, but Hype Zone will not guarantee that those viewers will come back. The only thing that's going to do that is creating lasting content that the viewers care about and need to know on a regular basis. Okay, I didn't mean to get so preachy on you guys, so let's get to number 10. Number 10, have fun with the process. Don't let all of this stuff overwhelm you, because it will overwhelm you if you let it. So that means that through the process of streaming to recording to sitting down and editing a video and to putting that video online, you need to find the spots of that process that interest you and you enjoy the most, so that you're going to get the most out of streaming that you can, while also providing the most that you can to those people that you stream to. Now, those have been my 10 reasons why. Well, those are 10 of my lessons learned as a smaller content creator. What do you guys think? Did I skip anything? I do plan on doing more of these in the future, because I have hundreds of lessons learned that I can give you guys. And so if you guys really enjoy this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, so that way I know that I need to be in the process of making another one. And with that being said, who games? I game. Now, with that being said, who games? We game. Swin who out. Y'all have a good one.